Hi, let's explore how the U.S. Supreme Court has reviewed the Immigration and Naturalization Act, INA. It's the backbone of our immigration system, and the court has played a major role in shaping how it's applied. The Immigration and Naturalization Act was passed in 1952. It set the rules for who can enter the U.S., who can stay, who can become a citizen, and who can be deported. It's been amended many times, especially after 9/11, and in recent debates over border and security immigration reform. The Supreme Court reviews cases that challenge parts of INA. Sometimes those challenges are about individual rights. Other times they're about how much power the government has to enforce immigration law. Let's look at 4 big themes the court has focused on. First, plenary power. This means the Congress and the President have broad authority over immigration, and the court usually stays out of it, unless there's a serious constitutional issue. A key case here is Kleindienst v. Mandel in 1972. The court said it wouldn't second-guess the government's decision to deny a visa as long as the reason given was legitimate. That same idea shows up in Fieo v. Bell, which allowed different immigration rules for mothers and fathers. Bottom line, when it comes to who gets in or out, the court gives the political branches lots of leeway. Second, due process. Even non-citizens have some constitutional rights. In Zevdeus v. Davis, the court ruled that the government can't detain immigrants indefinitely after their deportation orders. Why? Because that would violate due process under the Constitution. Then came Sessions v. DeMea in 2018. The court struck down part of the INA as too vague. It couldn't clearly define what a crime of violence was. That's important, because vague laws can lead to unfair deportations. Third, equal protection and discrimination. Sometimes immigration policy raises questions about fairness and bias. In Trump v. Hawaii, the court upheld the so-called travel ban, even though critics said it targeted Muslims. The majority deferred to the president's power under the INA, but it was controversial, and the court emphasized that it wasn't endorsing discrimination. In another case, DHS v. Regents of the University of California, the court blocked an attempt to end DACA. The court didn't say DACA had to continue, but it said the way the government tried to end it was arbitrary and violated federal rules. Fourth, crimes and deportation. The INA says that immigrants convicted of certain crimes can be deported. But what counts as a deportable offense? In Padilla v. Kentucky, the court ruled that defense lawyers must tell their clients if a plea deal could lead to deportation. That's how closely criminal law and immigration law are linked. A bad plea deal can cost someone their home, their job, even their family. So what's the big picture? The Supreme Court usually defers to the government on immigration, but not always. When due process or equal protection is at stake, the court sometimes steps in. And when immigration law is vague or unfairly enforced, the court has the power to push back. The INA gives the government broad authority, but the Constitution still matters. Another point is that lower courts, those below the Supreme Court, are not dispositive on what should be enforced. The idea of our system is that multiple local courts, district courts, make rulings, and when there is a difference between the rulings of the various district courts, the Supreme Court steps in. Sometimes it takes a while to get through the noise of local courts to get to the final ruling of the Supreme Court. I look forward to seeing your comments, hearing your discussions and thoughts, and seeing you back here to see more.